Hi guys, welcome back to Mary Beth Dozen Books. I'm Mary Beth, and today I'm going to be doing my recent reads. I have not done this in over a month, so I was like, I have 7 books here. I should probably get into those. So, without further ado, let's get started. And disclaimer before I start this, if I am not holding up the book, I either do not have it on me or I have gotten rid of it, so that is why I'm not holding up the book. So, anyway, moving on. The first book I read was A Time for Dread by John Gwynne, and this is an adult fantasy novel, and it has to do with angels and demons and forces like that, and they're battling each other. But it's in a high fantasy setting, and it was everything in goddamn life. It was such a good book. It was my last read of 2018, and I'm so glad I went out with a bang because that book was awesome. But I realized that it's the companion novel to the Malice, I think, trilogy by John Gwynne, but I wasn't confused. I feel like you missed the character development. So if you want to read A Time for Dread, I would still recommend it. But if you want to get the full, characterization of the characters and, how they got to that point, I would read, the original trilogy. It starts with Malice by John Gwynne. And I plan on reading that. I'm very excited because his writing blew me the fuck away. And all of his books are in floppy big ass paperbacks, and it's beautiful. Anyway, moving on. The second book, it was the first read I read in January, and it was so good. Oh my god. It was A Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. Let me tell you about this book, okay? I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Oh my ever-loving god, I love this book. Oh no, actually I gave it 4 out of 5 because, as much as on enjoyment level, I gave it a 5 out of 5, but with some of the stuff that happened, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Anyway, moving on. But this book is incredible. If you want a fast-paced, kick-ass, motherfucking main girl character, her name is Elosa. Yes, Bae. Oh my god. Yes, I highly recommend this. If you love pirates at all, highly recommend. This is a fast-paced adventure, and it is amazing, and the romance is top-notch. I have not felt this way about a straight couple in such a long time, and that sounds so mean. I don't mean it in that fashion, but oh my god, I ship them so hard, and I cannot wait to get into the sequel. That's actually what I should have had my girlfriend buy me when she bought me a Valentine's Day present, but we're just not going to talk about that. That's not the point of this video. So, the third book that I read was Red Sister by Mark Lawrence, and this book is absolutely incredible. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because of the pacing, but okay, so this follows an assassin, and she goes to a school, it follows, a nun comes to save her, and, oh my god. Okay, so this is going to be very weird because it's nothing like Nevernight in ways, but the premise is very similar to Nevernight. So if you love Nevernight, I would highly recommend this book because the girls are badass, always, and they're actual assassins, how they are in Nevernight. Oh my god, the badassery of these women, oh my god, I was just blown away. And, the female friendships in this book, Mark Lawrence is, an auto-buy author now because I am just fucking trash, and I need to get Grey Sister immediately. I'm hoping my library has it because I already want to read the sequel so bad. It's so freaking good. Oh my god. Oh my god. And look, the cover. The cover is so pretty. I can't eat. Next, I do not have this book anymore because I hated it. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, and that was The Wedding Date. We do not talk about how much I disliked that book. Oh, the guy, the main love interest, was such a cocky motherfucker. No, bitch, just because, literally within, 20 minutes of meeting her, and the elevator, coming back on and stuff, he, touched her shoulder and was like, oh, I know what she wants to do with me. And, bitch, no, you're touching her shoulder, first of all. I don't know what the fuck that is supposed to do. That's, a comforting thing, if anything. And, yes, just because you guys are attracted to each other doesn't mean she wants to bang you right away. And obviously there was so much potential for that. I wanted to love it so bad because there's an interracial romance, and I have a soft spot for those. And, you don't see that often. I wanted it to be good. I'm so freaking mad. You have no idea how much I did not like that book, but I got rid of it. So, there we go. And the next one, I got rid of this one as well because fuck that book. And it was Running with Lions, and I forget who the author is, and I really don't care. Oh my god. Okay, first of all, my main qualm with it was that it was written very juvenile, and I don't care about that. Like, I like middle grade, like, I don't have any problem, but it wasn't middle grade, it was young adult. And the guy, like, I don't, like, he made the teenagers so fucking horny and, like, whatever. And I mean, I know boys when they're younger, like, they tend to have that mindset, like, and I'm not trying to be sexist here, they tend to have that mindset, but, like, it was so much, and there was so much bro like friendship and like and not the good kind of friendship either. Like, I mean, there were some guys that were precious cinnamon buns and like were actually like really good and had that mindset too. Like, but they were sweet and like, they felt more real, more realistic of how teenage boys actually are, and then, oh god, and then the romance, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, literally, I'm just gonna tell you a quote from that book that just made me want to die. Now, the main character, Sebastian, is bisexual, and within like the first day, I think, of Amir coming back to the thing. Now, they don't like each other anymore. Like, something happened. I don't even remember what happened between them that they stopped talking to each other. Anyway, whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. And he's like, like, Amir was sleeping, and he was like, oh, I see a shirtless guy. How am I supposed to, like, compose myself? Like, it wasn't worded like that. I don't remember. I wish I had the book so I could actually read the line, but it was something along the lines of that. Like, you don't have to stare. I am lesbian, and when I changed in front of the girls in the locker room in high school, like, I wasn't staring all googly-eyed. It's not that hard not to stare at someone, even if you find them attractive. Like, that is fucking creepy, especially when they are sleeping. No, that is not love. That is not cute. And the way that he wrote the girl, I was so fucking mad. It was definitely I'm not like other girls because I'm a tomboy. And oh my god, I was so mad. And like, she like totally shit on Pink and anything girly, and that's fine if you're a tomboy, but you could totally tell that it was written from a man's perspective of how women are in sports and stuff, and like, oh, it just irked my soul. I really did not like that. Oh, his name is Julian Winters. That is the author of that book. Oh my god, I hated it. I gave that 2 out of 5 stars too. Oh. And then the next one I really didn't like, and that was The Summer of Jordi Perez. Oh, where do I begin with that mess of a book? Okay, so I wanted a great sapphic read, and that was not it. I wanted to love it. It had a plus size main character, and it wasn't the focus of the novel. Like, she got to be a fashion blogger, and she got to have this internship, and there was gonna be cute fucking sapphic love. And then the main character was the most selfish motherfucker I have ever met in my entire goddamn life. And I hated her. And the reason why they broke up at the end, like, there are many reasons why first loves end. But the reason why they broke up at the end was so fucking stupid and naive and selfish. And oh my god, I hated that book. I originally gave that 2 stars, but I think I'm going to give it 1 star because I hated it that much. And I never, ever, ever want to read another book by Amy Spalding ever again, because that book just put such a bad taste in my mouth. Ugh, gag. But now, my last book that I have to tell you, and my first 5-star out of the year, is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I absolutely fucking adored this book. Now, most people say that this is a friends to lovers trope, and it is not. That does not happen. Like, they become friends again, but that's it. No romance ensues. But the main essence of this book is grief, and it follows her grief of her grandfather. And listen, I wasn't ready for those emotions. Like, I knew that this book had to deal with grief, but I didn't realize it was grief about grandfather. And now I was very close to my grandfather, and he's been gone for over a decade now. Like, it's been like 14 or 15 years. And this book brought back such vivid memories of my grandfather, and I wasn't ready. Like, I cried so many times throughout this book, and the ending, it made me sob, and like, I wasn't ready. It was such a good, happy moment at the end, but it's so emotional. The writing was beautiful, and I was just taken aback by how much I love this book, because I hated Everything Leads to You by her. But I think she's going to be an auto-buy author, because I absolutely just adored this book. Like, and the focus on friendship and just, oh my God, it was just so good. Like, I can't even put it into words how much I love this book, but it's definitely, it's going to take a lot for something to beat. This is my favorite book of the year. I know it's early to say, and something could beat it out, but I highly doubt that. I really, really enjoyed this book, and it's definitely something that's going to stick with me for a very long time. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye!